Rolling.
My name is Shirley Williams, and I'm the factory manager at RLC Cotton. I came out of high school, and I was looking for a job, and there was Haskell's, which was the largest company in Charlottetown that was doing textile. And they hired me the next day and told me to come to work. And I worked there for 8 years, and I loved it, and Haskell's closed. And I went to apply at Magnolia Garment, which was coming into Charlottetown. They hired me there, and I started out on a sewing machine. The owner, who was Jack Brownstein at the time, came down and he said, "Where did you learn to sew like that?" I said, "Well, I was sewing in a factory." He said, "Well, we're gonna use you to set rates." And when he came back the second time from Connecticut, he would always come to my machine and talk to me. He said, "I have another job for you." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes, I'm gonna move you to the other factory in Butte." At the time, we had a factory here in Charlottetown, had one in Magnolia, had one in Butte, Mississippi. I would train people to sew and check quality. So he came back the next time. He said, "I'm gonna put you over the quality department." He said, "I'm gonna send you out to be trained," which he sent me to JCPenney, which was in Plano, Texas. So I went to JCPenney, and I had to stay there a week, and I had to learn their entire quality control procedure. He came back, he said, "I'm gonna make you plant manager." I'm like, oh my God. When everything went overseas, I was at home, and the son was taken over then. The father retired, and he called me. He said, "Shirley, can you be in Haiti tomorrow?" And it was on a Sunday. I didn't know. He said, "You're getting plane tickets tomorrow. I need you to be in Haiti." I said, "Okay." And I went to Haiti. Worst experience of my life. He said, "We're gonna set up a factory because the labor, everything has started to go overseas because of cheap labor." We set up a factory there. During that time, the wages were $40 a month. He called me, he said, you already in Haiti. I want you to book a plane and go to the Dominican Republic." I said, "Why am I going to the Dominican Republic?" We stayed there for maybe 3 years. He said, "What did you think about Mexico? I've been checking it out. We can get some cheap labor in Mexico." I said, "Oh my God, here we go again." So he said, "Can you go to Mexico?" I said, "Yeah, I go to Mexico." So we was in Mexico for about 2 years. While I was in Mexico, he called me and he said, "Shirley, I'm in Cambodia. Can you be here tomorrow?" I said, "Cambodia? What you doing over there?" He said, "Do you realize how cheap we could get stuff made in Cambodia?" And that's how I started. When I first started traveling away, my children were still in school, and being away from them was an adjustment, because sometimes I would be gone for 3 or 4 months, sometimes 5 months before ever coming back home. That was the biggest adjustment, which thank God for my husband, because he would take care of the boys and do everything that they need to do and see about them and make sure they kept their homework up and was disciplined and stuff like that. But that was the hardest part but I had to provide. They had to go to college, and I had to do all these things for them, so I had to do what I had to do. The reason I think textile left is because they were looking for a cheaper labor. They wanted a product made at a cheaper price. I'm very, very passionate about my family, my grandchildren, my family. I'm very, very passionate about that first. And second is my job. When I started out, first, and it's been all the empty building you see now, that's empty now, was completely full. Everyone downtown had something in it. Well, Haskell's was here, which was the largest employer. There was about 400 people, and it was the top paying job in Charlottetown. So when Haskell closed, it began to shrink. Jobs just left and went away, and it just kind of dried up. I said, well, that's a challenge. I think I would like this. It's in my bloodline. I love manufacturing. I've set up many plants from start to finish. And so I said, okay. RLC Cotton has done a tremendous job by coming here. It built up the hopes of the people. It built up hope for the town. And everybody was so excited when you all came about helping. What can we do to help? We want to make sure the company survive. We want to make sure it get up and going. So I think it makes a tremendous difference.